Welcome to Burping It Out podcast with Anna Regina. I'm Anna Regina, and this is Burping It Out, where we don't say what we think, we burp it out. Hi. Oh my god, should I give you some historical context today? I don't know, I always want to give you some. Okay, I'm going to do it. Today, I'm recording in my bed again, but I decided that because the other day I think I had technical problems. I don't remember when it was, but I had technical problems recording online, so I decided that I would record with Audacity again. What did I say? Anyway, with Audacity. I'm going to record with Audacity today. And I'm recording with this microphone that I told you I had that I was not really using, so I'm using it now. And I'm recording with my computer offline. And that's it. That's all the context that I'm going to give you because you don't care about anything other than that. So there's that. Before we start this episode, I have really exciting news because last week on Saturday, I just launched my YouTube channel. I launched a YouTube channel. I posted 4 videos. And I'm really excited. I'm going to be posting every week. I don't know if I'm going to have a fixed day or like I'm just going to post on whatever day, but like I'm going to post every week. And I don't know, I'm just really excited about it. I'm a little bit anxious because editing takes a long time and, you know, a lot of those things, you know, it takes some time to do those things, but I'm really excited about it and I'm really happy with it, with how it turned out and everything. I don't know. I really encourage you to visit it if you want to. If you don't want to, it's fine, but I would really like you to check it out. Link is in the description. I'm so excited. Okay, let's begin. So today I was actually going to talk about something related to school. But like I've already talked about school in the past 2 episodes, and I was like, dude, I come back from school to talk about school? Like, what the fuck? Like, no, I'm not doing that. So I wanted to talk about something a little bit more lighthearted, and I wanted to like give my opinion on certain things and certain topics, whatever. Like I wanted to do like a debate but without an opponent because I don't have an opponent. So I googled questions to do a debate or whatever, and I wanted to talk about like one specific topic for the episode, but I found some random questions for like to give my opinion on mini topics or whatever. So I thought that would be fun and lighthearted and hopefully not too controversial because I like controversies because they're kind of like I like hearing people's opinions and stuff, but like, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be the one that's like doing or saying something controversial, you know? Anyway, that was totally off topic. Let's begin. The first question is, oh, by the way, I got all of these questions from a page, a blog or something. I will also give a link to it. So yeah, shout out to them. So, okay, first question. Would you rather be... Oh my god, there's a lot of would you rathers. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Would you rather be really big or really small? Well, if we, like, take science into consideration, I would prefer to be really small because, like, I guess there's gonna be oxygen and stuff. But, like, if I were really big, maybe I wouldn't have enough oxygen to live. And I wouldn't have enough, like, atmosphere to live. But if we don't take science into consideration and I just give my opinion, I would prefer to be, I don't know, like, honestly, I would like to give, like a stance, you know, but, like, I don't know, like, if you're really small, you know, I love cells and tissues and stuff and, like, seeing how things, like, work, like, at a microscopic level, and so I would choose that. But if I were really big, like, let's say at a, I don't know, galactic, like, level, I don't know, it would be really cool because I would be able to see so many things that people aren't able to see because, like, so many things are, like, millions of light years away from each other or whatever, and I would be able to see it all. I mean, if I were like super big, like humongously freaking big, you know? But I don't know, like both things, both being microscopic and just super, you know, super super big. I don't know, both would have really cool things about them. So you know what? I'm not gonna give my stance if I don't want to. Okay, I'm making the rules on this episode. If I don't want to give like one answer, I'm just gonna answer without giving like a one or the other. Okay. Anyway, homework should be banned. Agree or disagree? Well, I disagree because homework. Listen, nobody studies. I mean, well, almost nobody studies. At least until the very last minute or something. Nobody likes studying. Nobody really studies or anything, and like I feel like homework and like forces students to like do something related to what they're learning about and stuff, so that they like revise what you explain to them in class. And maybe like if it's especially like doing something like related to research or whatever, they can kind of like expand like their knowledge or whatever. And also like they're forced to work on your subject, and it has a deadline and stuff. So like, you know, like during the lessons and stuff, like before the test, they have been working on that stuff, and it's kind of like a way of making them study without really realizing it. And I think it's a good way to learn. And I think homework shouldn't be banned. I mean, I hate doing homework. I hate, like, a lot of the times I complain about like the homework that I have to do and stuff. Like, for instance, like right now I'm having to do like homework that takes me some time, and that I would totally prefer not to do, but I prefer that a million times better than, you know, studying everything at the last minute. So yeah, homework shouldn't be banned. Summer is better than winter. Agree or disagree? Well, summer has some pros and cons, and winter has some pros and cons. But me, in my personal opinion, I prefer winter because I love winter clothes. I love snow. I love Christmas. I don't know. I just love the vibe. You know what I mean? Like, even if it's really cold, I just love the vibe. I love it. I love it. So that's it. I prefer winter. So winter's better. Subjectively, yeah. Objectively, I really don't know. Oh my god, this is a controversial one. Who are better teachers, men or women? I mean, I don't want to, like, I would like to give a stance on these questions, but like, no one's making me do this. So I'm not gonna say men. I'm not gonna say women. Not because I don't want to, but because I can't. I really can't. You know, I've had some men that have been really amazing teachers, and other men that have been completely incompetent. And same with women. I've had some teachers that have been really incompetent, and other teachers that have been female teachers that have been just absolutely amazing. So I think it just depends on the teacher. It doesn't depend on the gender. Thank God. Next question. Would you like to live forever? Well, like, it seems like a question that's like, oh my god, like everybody wants to live forever. But like, I feel like at some point you're not going to want to live forever, because like I watched this video. I will probably give a link. Oh my god, I'm giving so many links in the description. Like, honestly, if you don't want to click on all of the stuff that I'm giving you, please at least click the link to my channel. Please. Please, I beg you. That's the most important link that you have to click. Anyway, so I watched this video by this channel called In a Nutshell, and they were talking about, I don't know if they were talking about immortality or like never aging or something like that. I love their videos because like not only do they explain like scientific things, but also like they give like philosophical like points of view, or like, you know, like it's really really cool in the way it's narrated, and the graphics and the animations. It's just, I love that channel. Like, honestly, if I'm having a bad hormones day or like a crazy hormones day, I might cry watching their videos. They're amazing. Anyway, so they were explaining like immortality or something like that, and then they were like, okay, let's say you're already 100 years old and like you can live forever, but like, how long do you want to live? Like, do you want to live any longer? Like, dude, like, Your kids are gonna die. Your grandkids are gonna die. Your parents have already died. Like, I mean, what more like motivations are you gonna have? Like, you can't have a job anymore. You can't, like, also, like, maybe when it comes to like moving, like, maybe you can't walk very far away. Maybe you can't work out. Maybe you aren't able to do a lot of things. So like, why would you want to live, for that long? Like, if your quality of life, is that how you say it in English? I don't know. If your quality of life is bad, like, you wouldn't want to live like that forever. And then, I mean, it would be really sad because, like, at some point the earth is gonna stop existing, and the earth is gonna die, and the sun is gonna die. The sun is gonna kill earth, and then the sun is gonna die. And, like, you're gonna live that freaking explosion. Are you gonna be there? Like, are you gonna be, like, in there? Like, you're gonna burn. You're gonna freaking burn. Like, that's not gonna be funny. And also, like, what are you gonna do? You're gonna be in space, bored AF, like, for the rest of the eternity. Like, nothing happens in space. And, like, whatever happens, I mean, actually, a lot of things happen in space, but, like, everything happens so freaking slowly. Like, you don't want to live forever. Trust me, you don't want to live forever. Anyway, so, smartphones make us stupid. Agree or disagree? Both. Because, like, I think it makes us stupider when it comes to, like, socializing, because we kind of, like, we're so in our phones that, like, we forget to socialize with human beings. So, what the fuck did I say? To socialize with human beings, I'm sorry. And, but they also, like, as well as, like, other people in other times, in other centuries, and blah, 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 did things that we're not doing right now. And they kind of, like, let's say their, like, intellectual activity, they developed it in another way. Was that an ambulance or the police? I don't know. I'm sorry. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, they were, like, using their, like, intelligence in another way. And I think, like, with technology and stuff and smartphones, we are using our we are using our technology. We are using our intelligence in other ways. I mean, we do so many things on our phones that, like, like, I don't know, the elderly can't do, because, like, they haven't been, like, let's say, trained to do that when they were younger. And supposedly, as you get older, it's harder to learn. I refuse to believe that, because I feel like you can learn anything at any age. But I don't know. You get what I mean? Like, it depends on what sense. It depends on the sense. Like, in the sense of, like, socializing, they're making us stupider. But when it comes to, like, other capabilities, they're actually making us kind of smarter. Kind of. What's the best pizza topping? Is that a debate question, really? Pepperoni. No, cheese. Not cheese. Cheese. Cheese is the best. Because, like, okay, you can have, like, pepperoni and stuff, but, like, where's the cheese? I feel like cheese. Okay. What's more important, being good looking or being smart? Is that even a question? You don't want to be just good looking and that's it. Like, you have to be at least a little bit smart. Trophy wives? Trophy wives, those wives that are really pretty, really hot, supposedly, and, like, supposedly dumb, and they're just there, At least you have to be a little smart. Like, those women usually are women that don't really want to have a job or something, and so they marry someone who has a lot of money so that they don't have to do anything. Like, at least you have to be a little bit smart to know who to flirt with, how to make them, like, how to convince them that you are the one, and so they choose you as a wife and stuff. Like, you gotta be at least a little bit smart to do all of that. So even if you're really pretty, you also need to know how to do all of that. Which, honestly, I mean, I'm not gonna talk about whether I'm pretty or not. I think I look okay. I think I'm average as fuck. But, like, other people might have other opinions. That's very subjective. But, like, at least me, I consider myself stupid. I think I'm smart because, like, I've always gotten good grades and stuff. And, like, I think I learn things kind of easily, except for, like, sports and stuff. But, like, I don't know, like, I feel I wouldn't be smart enough to do, like, how do I flirt? How do I find the guy? Like, I wouldn't know how to do any of that. So, like, you always have to be smart. Like, for whatever you want to do, you have to be a little bit smart. So being smart is very important. No one should ever tell a lie. Agree or disagree? Well, sometimes you gotta lie to people to not make them feel bad. Let's say I just bought a dress and it looks really bad and you hate it, and I ask you for your opinion, and you don't want to hurt my feelings because for some reason you care about me a little bit, or you're just polite enough to not make me feel bad, and I tell you, hey, you like my dress? And you're like, yeah. Even if it's just one word, you just lied to me. But it wasn't a bad thing because you did it for respect. You did it for me. You did it because you care about my feelings a little bit. So that's, why is that even a question? Oh my god, aliens may be living among us. Agree or disagree? I think disagree. Well, if they're like microscopical and like they travel to Earth, they might be here, yeah. And like they might be living among us. Well, imagine like what animal came before us? Crocodiles. Crocodiles, so when humans started existing, probably crocodiles weren't exactly as they are right now. They probably the ancestors of like crocodiles, whatever the fuck. Let's say crocodiles from the beginning of their existence as crocodiles. What if they came from another planet and they just like continued to evolve on Earth? Like they're living among us, and they've been living among us for millions of years. I have crocodiles been living for millions of years? Oh my god, yeah. Okay, yeah, they have. They totally have. Okay, for way longer than we have. Okay. I just remembered 10th grade biology. Okay. And imagine crocodiles are aliens. They've been living among us for all this time. Like, they might, like, you never know. Maybe they tricked us into thinking that they're part of the evolution process or whatever. What else? Math is an important subject to learn. Agree or disagree? I mean, like, math, it is very important. Now, for instance, derivatives, depending on what you do as a job, it is important or not. But let's say you're never going to have a job in your life. You still have to pay stuff when you go to the store. You still have to do your taxes. You still have to, like, do your math with your finances and stuff. Like, at least you have to know a little bit of math to do that. Even to cook, to do anything that you want. If you want to, whatever you want to do, you need math for that. So, even if it's just simple math, you have to know math. I mean, how many pairs of shoes do you have? That's math. That's counting. That's math. So, it is really important. Would you rather be good at sports or good at exams? Oh, obviously exams, like, because, I mean, well, it depends, because, like, if your goal is to be someone who works in, I don't know, let's say in the stock market, what do you need sports for? Nothing. So you want to be good at exams to pass your exams, to get the college degree and start working in the stock market. But if you want to be, did you hear that I just farted? Anyway, if you want to be a basketball player, if you want to be a whatever the fuck athlete, like, if that's your dream and stuff, like, who cares if you get bad grades on your test? Like, that's not, you just, you do whatever you have to do to become a successful athlete. So, like, it depends on what you want to do. It is important to wear a uniform at school. Agree or disagree? Listen, uniforms look good. I think that's the only thing that they do. Well, and they also, like, differentiate, like, one school from another. I feel like uniforms work, like, if it's a public school, I think it doesn't really matter. Like, I don't really see the point of uniforms. But, like, if it's a private school, like, I understand why they want to have uniforms. They want to differentiate you from other schools. And also, like, I don't know how it works, but, like, let's say you have the logo of the school in your, I don't know, in your vest or something, and you're, like, yeah, or something. Or, like, in your jacket, whatever, or your, whatever you have in your shirt or your polo shirt, whatever. Like, you want to have that logo, you want to have that, like, it's like publicity. It's, it's, it differentiates one school from another, and like it's if it's a private school, like I think that uniforms are very important. But if it's a public school, like what do you care? Like why make people spend money on uniforms that don't really matter? Like if it's a private school, I understand why they do that. Should teachers have to wear a school uniform? Well, I mean, what uniforms can teachers wear? Like I've never actually thought of that, but like, although I would really like teachers, like all teachers, to wear suits, like tuxedos. Like that would be so cool. Again, for private schools, just to give a little bit of, style, or like, pedigree. Is that what you call it? I don't know. Just to give a little bit of like status, like a higher status. Thank you, brain. The higher status to the school. Like I understand why you would want to do that, but again, public schools. Why do you want to do that? Supposedly it's a non-profit organization or something. So, whatever. Next question. Are bad words bad? Well, I feel like saying bad words, like, I mean, it sounds bad. It sounds bad. But I feel like that's a social construct, because, like, when you're a kid and stuff and you hear a bad word, or like someone says a bad word and then you say it, your parents are like, no, don't say that. Why not? Because it's a bad word. And so like you begin to hear all those words and you're like, oh my God, that's a bad word. And like you get used to the idea that they sound bad. Because you know that they're a bad thing. That's what you've been taught. But they're really just words. Like they're just, I mean, they're meant to like make people feel bad, especially if they're insults and stuff. But like, I don't think they're a bad thing. They shouldn't be a bad thing. I feel like the fact that they sound bad is a social construct. And also, they're not bad in the sense of like, if you're like going through something, or like if you're really angry about like something that happened, or like whatever, and then you say a bad word. Actually, I watched a video by, I don't know if it was AsapScience or another. I think it was AsapScience. They did a research. Well, they didn't do a research, but like, I don't know who did a research, where or when, I don't know. But they did a research, and I think it was 2 groups of people. They were put to do a task, whatever it was. And it was like it was a difficult task where you get kind of like, like it's hard to do or whatever. And like sometimes you want to give up and blah, blah, blah. And so like, I can't find the word in English, I'm sorry. And so like the people who were in despair and stuff, like one of the groups were allowed to say bad words and the other group wasn't allowed to say bad words. And so the group that was allowed to say bad words, they reported that they felt a lot better after saying the bad words. And so like after all of that was done, they were feeling kind of fine. And then the group that weren't allowed to say bad words, because they couldn't say it, they couldn't like vent. And so somehow they kept all of that like anger and shit inside. And so they reported that they were feeling actually bad. Like they, because they didn't do anything like to feel like relief, like after saying the bad word or whatever, because they couldn't, let it out, if that makes sense. So I feel like bad words, if you want to like let go or whatever, like I feel like they can be actually healthy and stuff. Because you kind of like, it's kind of like releasing endorphins. You release those stress hormones by saying the bad words and stuff. I feel like bad words should be okay as long as you're not insulting anyone. And if you're gonna insult someone, don't insult them to their face. At least you can talk about them or think about them like, oh, this is son of a bitch, or like, look at what he did to me, whatever. But like, don't insult someone to their face, So yeah. Anyway, students should get paid to go to school. Agree or disagree? Well, actually, in some countries they do that. I don't know if it was like Holland or Poland or those northern European countries. They do that. Should they get paid to go to school? School should be mandatory. Okay. School should be mandatory for everyone. And students, I feel like maybe not get paid to go to school, because that's like too easy. But maybe they should get a monetary reward if they get good grades or like really good grades as a kind of an incentive that like, getting good grades matters. But also, like, the bad thing about it would be, like, okay, people or kids or teenagers, whatever, are getting good grades just for the money. Not really because they should, because it's not really a value. Like, I think of, like, values, like, oh my God, they should do this because it's the good thing to do. It's good for them, but also because of money, And so it kind of, like, makes them understand that it's a good thing, but you don't really, like, you're not really showing them the right way, I think. So I think that... But it's kind of like a way of like showing them how the real world supposedly works. And I'm saying supposedly because not always is it the case. Like, for instance, like in your job or something. I've never had a job, so I can't talk from personal experience. But like supposedly if you do your job well and stuff, like supposedly you get a raise or you get promoted or something in your job or whatever if you get like good results in what you're doing. So it kind of like teaches them that. But maybe if they get really good grades, they could get paid. But I'm not so sure about that. I feel like parents should encourage kids to get good grades at home and stuff, and then kids just do whatever they can to like get as good grades as they can. And that's it. And if they get paid, maybe like small quantities, like something that represents like the reward, even if it's not like that much. Because like how many students will you have to pay? Like if the state pays that, if the state gives that to them, like how much money is that? I mean, like the state could totally do it, but okay, we're getting political here. Next question. Should students be allowed to use cell phones in class? If it's an activity that has to do with cell phones, yeah, why not? I mean, me, like, when I was in middle school and high school and stuff, like, doing Kahoot or, like, I don't know, like, looking at stuff in the microscopes and then taking pictures for projects and stuff, we were allowed to use our phones and stuff. So, like, I feel like if you're using them for things that have to do with, like, school, I think it should totally be fine. I think it should be totally fine. But they shouldn't be allowed to use them, like, to go on Instagram or WhatsApp or whatever the fuck. Because, like, I mean, you're in school, dude. Like, what the fuck? And last question, which is better, tap water or bottled water? Bottled water, I mean, it's just, supposedly it's, like, cleaner and stuff. But, yeah. I mean, you do whatever you want, But I personally prefer, bottled water. I think I didn't skip any, good questions. I don't know. Anyway, I've already been talking for, almost 30 minutes, so I feel like this is a good, amount of time. I don't know. Or should I do another question? I should do another question. Kids are smarter than grown-ups. Or agree or disagree? It depends on the kid. It depends on the grown-up. I mean, I feel like everybody is just as smart and just as intelligent. Now, some people might make stupid decisions. Other people, for their age, like even I mean, adults can make bad decisions, and kids can make really mature decisions. It just decisions. Like, what did I say the word like that? Anyway, I'm sorry. It depends on the person. Like whether like people make like smart or stupid decisions, whatever. But like. I feel like it depends on the person. There are kids that are really matured and really like focused and really like they know what's good. You know what I mean? They know what's good. For them and for everyone. They just know it. They just get it. And they're adults that just kind of can't get their shit together. You know what I mean? So like I think it just depends. So yeah, I think that's it. I don't have any more good questions. Yeah, because there were questions that were, these weren't all the questions that I found in that webpage, but I feel like this was enough, and this was, I think these were all the interesting questions, because other questions were a little bit stupid, or really, like, other questions were, like, questions that, like, everybody asks, or, like, that everybody, like, talks about, whatever. So I feel like this was a good start. I feel like I should make this a series, I feel like I don't know how many episodes, or maybe every month or something, I should make, like, a session, like a debate session, let's say, where I give my opinion or give my stance on, like, you know, lighthearted topics like these. So yeah, I feel like this was really cool. I actually had a lot of fun. I just thought about this right now because like I said, I wanted to talk about something related to school, but then I was like, I've already talked about school in the 2 last episodes. It's enough, okay? Enough is enough. So I might talk about that thing that I was going to talk about on the next episode. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it because I really enjoyed making this episode. I hope that there isn't a lot of background noise because my neighbors are being a little bit loud, but I'm not going to complain because I am talking myself right now. So yay. Yeah, see you next week. Don't forget to check out my I was going to say my blog. I'm sorry. My YouTube channel. I hope you enjoy, and I will see you next week. Thank you so much for listening. Bye. And that was the end of the episode. Hope you liked it. This podcast is also on Twitter and Instagram at Burping It Out Pod, at BURPINGITOUTPOD. You can also find me on social media at It's Anna Regina, at ITSANAREGINA. I hope you have a great day or night, and I will see you next time.